Configuration management. We're going to look at our CMDB, how it can manage all types of CIs, how we can query it and report on it, and how we leverage this data in other areas of the tool. We'll also look at how we can set up different types of relationships and see those graphically, whether they are logical or physical, and how we can bring in information from other sources, including our own ITAM suite. We'll start with one of the areas we want to leverage the CMDB in. So here in restoring service with an incident. Ian is getting the dreaded blue screen of death on his desktop. We can drill down into this asset and see at the top that this has the workstation form associated to it, meaning we can have the view change depending on the type of asset it is classified as. So not everything is going to have the same type of attributes, so you'll be able to dictate that with configurable forms. We saw in the incident video how we could launch remote control, and this is the field it pulls from. I can also have financial information, costs, key dates, service agreements, maintenance plans, all kinds of different information stored here. It can be as granular as needed to support your service management efforts. Here you can see detailed configuration information and key relationships. These relationships can be viewed graphically in our Impact Explorer as you see here. Now where does this information come from? It can come from discovery tools, plural, so it really can be the federated source of data for you. Perhaps our discovery populating infrastructure data and your financial system supplying that purchasing info or contract details. Now by mapping them in here, you can launch in context the source tools. So in my case, our asset management solution, where I see the discovery detail of this workstation. There's no need to pull all this information over though. I can pick and choose what makes sense and make sure that agents aren't overwhelmed with irrelevant detail. A good example is software and application discovery. While we can discover them, we really only care about a subset of them, specifically those we are trying to monitor, especially for license compliance or things that are costing us money. So all of this information is here for us, including monitoring details. Now this isn't just limited to workstations. Here in my summary, you can see I can filter down on configurable asset types, including virtual machines like this system here. Poll settings are configurable, and you can also include on-demand discovery requests as part of your process, meaning it can cover those short-life assets that may miss the sweep period. Or maybe you're interested in software details like these. Well, I can set up dashboards, reports, and notifications, helping me manage all of this data. For example, here, we've got the physical topology map, where in the Impact Explorer, it was a combination of select key infrastructure along with logical relationships. We also have application dependency mapping you can see here, and all the detail is just a click away if I need it. All easily linked from that asset form, so I can delve deeper when necessary. Now going back to the CMD Explorer, we'll see how we can manage whatever type of asset you'd like. So we have people managing facility type things, cars, planes, trains, even trees. More IT info like network information, or here are service assets. We'll open up the CRM application service and see that it's linked to our service form. Also notice the ITSM checkboxes so we can start to leverage these in the different process areas. Again, financial information that you want to track and key service type attributes such as end of life or supported by information. If we look at this again in our Impact Explorer, it's much clearer now that this is a subset of the data. Taking that further a step though, we can launch our service designer from this server and it'll give us a bottom-up view of how this particular piece of hardware relates to our business services. So in this case, it's part of the email system and CRM system. You can also go the other way around by selecting a service and viewing all the systems and assets that underpin it. So if we grab an example, we can see that here. This can help us quickly understand the context of what we're dealing with. It can speed root cause analysis, incident resolution, capacity planning, and help us with our changes in releases. If you're more of a list person, we can use our item monitor, which allows us to query, filter, and sort the CMDB for the information we need. We can also export this detail or use our report wizard to create shareable value-based reports. Maybe we want to see unauthorized changes. We can do that by adding that attribute to our filter and see the two that match here. Coming in from our discovery and monitoring tool or third-party tools, we can raise new events automatically like you see here. And using our triage and tagging features, maybe we add this to our watch list. Now, peeking at the admin setup side, let's look at the Discovery Wizard. The Discovery Wizard is going to walk you through the various options step by step, including the discovery schedule. VM and application discovery called out here as well, since there are additional areas and attributes that we want to pick up. What if you want to get granular with the scheduler? Not a problem, all of the admin is GUI driven. You can see lots of options here, but I want to go to the poll interval under Business Service Monitoring Capabilities. So for our VMs that I mentioned earlier, we may want to change that poll interval and shorten it up. You can set these down at the node level. Our ITAM gateway is what connects these two systems. And as an example of the gateway interaction, here we may discover a new node or a node that has been changed, so it takes inventory of that and normalizes it. If it's already in assyst as a managed node, then it can get updated via the gateway. Otherwise, the newly discovered devices will queue up the request to be processed. Rules are configured to help manage this process, plus it can kick off additional processes or raise events or changes automatically to update the relevant users and owners. So that was a quick look into our configuration management features, looking at how easy it is to manage any type of asset within our system and leverage it throughout your IT service management processes.